Last week, Canada passed its new Tobacco and Vaping Products Act, which legalizes and regulates vaping in the country. Now wait a minute, what? Legalizes and regulates vaping? So what's there to talk about it? What's there to be cheerful? Well, though there are side effects to this legislation, I'll come to that shortly. But for the most part, this is welcome. Why? Because till date, e-liquids with nicotine, though available in every vape shop in this country, was technically illegal. And importing our favorite e-liquids from international vendors was thus a hit or miss. No more. Hey folks, Korax here. Having received the royal consent, Bill S5, which now becomes a law, amends the Tobacco Act to include vaping into its folds. This will include manufacture, sale, labeling and promotion of vaping products hereon. Now note the words manufacture, sale, labeling and promotion once more, which means though there will be restrictions, nevertheless, legally producing our vape stuff, including e-liquids, no problem. Selling our vape stuff without having to constantly look at our backs, no problem. Labeling, we had already taken care of it, no problem. Promotion, this is where it starts to get interesting. Last week I said UK is considering placing vaping ads in regular cigarette packets. Now hear this. Rob Cunningham, Senior Policy Advisor to the Canadian Cancer Society, who also testified before the Parliament when the law was being drafted, said the restrictions for e-cigarette advertising will be far weaker than what it was for tobacco cigarettes. We recommend regulating the ads. For example, they are not appealing to the youth, but there will be no restriction on where they appear. So potentially ads could appear in TV, radio, billboards, bus shelters, Cunningham added. Hey, hold on there. Vaping ads everywhere?
I'm Jenny McCarthy, and I finally found a smarter alternative to cigarettes. Blue E-Cigs.
Now that's what I'm talking about, folks. This legislation can actually help the cause. David Hammond,
My name's Dave Hammond.
a prominent university professor and chair of the Canadian Institutes of Health Research, who also was part of the drafting process, predicts Canadians will see new multinational companies moving into the marketplace. So will their ads. Hammond explained that e-cigarettes are less harmful. They are not harmless, but less harmful than smoking. So it makes no sense to ban the product which is less harmful, when you can still buy cigarettes freely in every store. For the first time in decades, you can see TV and front page newspaper ads of recreational nicotine products, he added. Health Canada echoed the same view as well, that while vaping products are harmful, they are less harmful than smoking cigarettes. Smokers who switch completely to vaping products can significantly reduce their exposure to toxic chemicals and carcinogens. Well, our governments this side of the Atlantic are finally playing ball, like the UK, eh? And wow, Customs Canada has graciously started implementing it already. Now, all that is not so hunky-dory. For one, this act brings vaping into the same ballpark as smoking, which all of us agree is not correct. Because there is no smoke in e-cigarettes, there is no combustion, there is no tobacco. Secondly, merging the two could be the precursor of taxing the hell out of this product, just like cigarettes. However, there is a big difference in both these business models. Cigarettes come from the hands of the multinationals. They are huge dollar-loaded conglomerates, but e-cigarette producers are not. Most of the vape vendors, including modders and e-liquid makers, are mom and pop shops.
There you go, enjoy.
They cannot bear the additional expenses which big tobacco can, and many of the vape businesses might just go kaput. Thirdly, this legislation completely prohibits marketing tactics that feature testimonials.
Now I do the electronic cigarette.
I've never heard of this, never seen this, don't know what that is.
Here, try it. It's water vapor. you feel like you're smoking, you get the habit of this, and
Right.
you blow out water vapor so you're not harming anyone around you and you're not harming yourself.
So this is a no-no. It also prohibits health claims. So slogans like mine are albeit a no-no. And it doesn't permit lifestyle themes. So that's a no-no as well. However, the bright side is this act brings legitimacy to vaping. It can now be marketed as a quit aid and can be sold just like consumer products in every store. Adults in Canada will thus have easier access to e-cigarettes and vaping supplies, something that could prove a boon to smokers who are trying to quit. And since now we can advertise, it will remove the many misconceptions people have against vaping, as we can now embrace this opportunity towards vape education, which importantly could bring vaping to the limelight, nice and proper, which in line could assist many more smokers to make the decision towards this healthier alternative. Nana, we can't say that in the ads, but we can always say an alternative no less. By the way, my friends, no flavors will be banned with this legislation, but it will outlaw promotion and labeling of flavors which are appealing to the youth. Example, dessert and confectionery flavors. Simply put, rename Grand's Vanilla Custard as something else. Modify its label and don't talk about it. Bottom line, folks, though it could be slightly inconvenient to the vaping industry, but this new Tobacco and Vaping Products Act could actually be a blessing in disguise. These are baby steps towards the right direction because vaping is a healthier alternative and we have the right to make that choice. And our government bodies are slowly recognizing it.